Hey guys, Kozra here and welcome back to another diecast review. Now today is a very good review in my opinion. We are reviewing Steve Hearsell here. He is undoubtedly going to be one of the future cars sort of diecast classics which people are going to strive after, or at least in my opinion anyway. I really think this guy is right up there with cars such as Damaged Mood, Bubba, Mater's Cousins, cars like that, because he's just such a unique character. From having such a tiny part in the movie to getting a diecast release pretty quickly after that is super cool. There's so many unique things about him. The fact that he's a hearse, some of his detailing. He is just such an awesome guy. So for the price I got him at, which is not much more than retail, I think I've done a really good deal there. And obviously for the people in the store, if you guys are lucky enough to find him in the store, like you probably are in the US and Australia, I'd advise you guys to get two, definitely. If I ever see this guy again, I'm buying one to keep in the packaging for sure, because I have a feeling this guy will go up in value. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. I know cars diecast don't go up as much as some cars, but when you think about it, it's still early days for the cars diecast in terms of classics. Like, we have to think some of these diecast lines have been around a lot longer, like Matchbox cars and Hot Wheels cars and things like that. So, you know, cars have still got a while, I feel, for prices to go. But not saying I would ever sell any of my cars unless one went for very high amount of money, which I don't think it would. But yeah, I have a feeling this guy will be one of the ones that people will really want indeed. So let's go on to the review of the packaging first of all. So here is a nice picture of Steve here on the front, looking really cool indeed. Love the look of that. Looks awesome. We have the Florida 500 sort of banner here. I mean, he didn't really need to be in a series. Obviously, they had to put him in one because he's just kind of seen. I suppose he was seen going into the Florida 500 series, I suppose. Disney Pixar Cars logo up there. We don't have a blurred background for this guy, just completely still. Steve Hearsell on the name tag with the little bump as well, as he is made in Thailand. Straighten up my camera there, nice one. As we flip round to the back here, we can see the other characters in this series. We have the little Mini here. I completely forgot her name, so I do apologise. The Cars-free version of Bob Cutlass. We have probably the Thailand version of Fabulous Lightning McQueen, and then Mates with 95 hat. I have none of these apart from Fabulous Lightning McQueen. I don't have the Thailand one, but UK doesn't really get any new cars. We've only just really got the case with Leroy Hemming, and we are only, well, we're not sure if we got it yet, but we might be getting the case with Michael Rota in, so we're kind of picking up the pace, but we missed quite a few cases. Anyway, here he says it's the opening race of the Piston Cup season. Who will take home the championship? Now, I've heard a lot of people read this description out and get it wrong. Cruz Ramirez won this race, but she didn't win the championship. We don't actually find out who won the championship, as this is obviously the opening race. So this was the first race of, I believe, the 2017 series. So we never found out who won the championship. I mean, from Cruz's performance, we can probably imagine, and the fact that it's a kids' film and Pixar, we can probably, you know, take a guess that Cruz won it. But I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, we don't know who won the championship, but we know that Cruz won the Florida 500. With the little logo up here as well, and the car's logo, made in Thailand on the back, and all that good stuff with the date stamp, with the box was made in 52 week of 2018. So let's flip this guy around here, and without further ado, I don't think there's much more to say on this guy. Let's get him out of the packaging. Alright then, so here is Steve out of the packaging, and he looks really cool, I must say. Now, as you probably saw by that, he was super easy to get out of the packaging, and this plastic here is just, it's not even like, it feels like a carrier bag, like a bag you get from a supermarket. It really does. It's really thin plastic. So this guy, as you probably saw, he slid straight out. Luckily, he's got this vinyl top, so we don't get any chipping. But yeah, he slid straight out, which was a little bit peculiar, but oh well, it doesn't matter. It happens with these Thailand cars because they don't have, as I spoke in the video of Bill Revs, this little crease anymore, so the plastic doesn't bend, so they can't really push them in there as tight anymore. They just have to rely on it being the correct size. With this one, it wasn't really. But enough about the packaging, and let's take a quick look at Steve here. He looks super, super cool, I must say. There are, I think, 1 or 2 faults I have of him, but that is literally it. Nothing else. But before we get onto that, let's talk about where he appears in the movie. So he appears as the series of what diecast series he's in suggests. He is seen at the Florida 500. Now he is seen at the part of where Cruz is. She's just been told by Sterling that she has to go back, take all her stuff off and do her job, like back to the training centre. So she is driving out of the main exit of the racetrack where, you know, you'd come in to get your tickets and stuff. And on the other side, we see Steve and I really wish I remembered the name. But we see Steve and the Mini, which we saw on the back here. I can't really get it to show you that Mini there. We can see them driving together and they're going in. So they were a little bit late to the race, but they should be alright. They haven't missed most of the action. So yeah, so he had a day off and he was heading to the race to watch the opening season. So we can tell from that straight away that Steve is a racing fan, probably like most of the cars in the Cars universe, because it's like, you know, racing in the Cars universe is like, you know, human athletics to us as such, if that made any sense, or like Olympics or something along those lines. So yeah, I'll put a picture up of that bit now. Probably if I get the Mini on the back, I will be putting that same picture up again. So all we see is the back of him, so we never actually see the front, but obviously we now have seen the front of him on the diecast and on the picture of the packaging, which is awesome. I love the fact that after 2017 they went back to putting the pictures on the packaging. It just makes everything so much easier, and it shows that they're putting more time and effort back into it, rather than just having the same box for every single one, apart from changing some cars on the back and doing a different name tag. So it is really, really cool to see that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure apart from that is the only place that Steve appears. We don't ever see anything like a church really in the film, or a funeral going on. That's quite deep. So that's literally the only place we see him. So now, without further ado, let's get on to the physical review here of Steve. So as we come to the front, I'll get my little criticism out of the way. You guys can probably see what it is, and it is this here, this big piece of plastic for the rivet hole. Now, I don't know why this was necessary, because you can see how deep it goes in. The rivet is all the way down there, but kind of like the back, they felt the need to do this. So it looks a bit funny when you look at it from that angle. It does look a bit silly, but it doesn't matter because you can't really see it most of the time. But that is one of my only complaints. But yeah, we have this plastic bumper here. He's got a pretty chilled expression. He's probably pretty excited to go watch the race. We have this lovely grille here as well, very, very unique. And these very 50s-esque lights that look really, really awesome indeed. We also have this hood ornament, which looks really, really cool, with this chrome pinstripe, which is all like proper metal as well. It's not just painted on. Now, this is my second criticism, is the eyes. Thailand have been doing, I don't know, 50-50 with the eyes, but this guy is probably one of the ones that suffers from it. They're a bit grainy, but it's not one of the biggest issues I have. It's just I know other people do, but it could look better. As we come to the side here, we have this lovely chrome trim again, with his wheels there looking awesome. Really, really cool. Rather bland, but that's what you would expect on a hearse. Now we have the sort of suicide doors, where this one kind of opens out that way, and then obviously the front one opens like normal, which you'd expect on a car from this time. We have his wind mirrors here, which are separate pieces as well, looking awesome. His windows with chrome trim as well, looking really, really cool. On this vinyl roof here, which looks awesome. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, this is probably a plastic part. Really, really cool. It's proper texturized and feels exactly like a vinyl on a car would. We have the, I don't really know how to say it, the Hearse logo, I guess it would be, which you see. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's what they all have. Really, really cool. This vinyl doesn't do, the lighting doesn't do it very well, but it looks really, really cool. Now these pieces here are separate plastic pieces, but they go really well. So this covers the whole back wheel. Here, I think that is, oh yeah, they just actually forgot to paint that. Yeah, that looks better on the other side. I was going to say it should all be chrome, but it is just because they forgot to paint it. So you can see the same wheels under there as well. Now, as we go into the back, you can see these big, huge fins. Kind of, they do remind me of flows. I know that may sound a bit like, I don't know, but they do really, really look like flows there. You can see the big tail lights and I guess the reverse lights underneath. Oh, I wish my camera would focus today. There we go. We've got his window as well, which you can't see through there. This nice logo and the little latch which would open the tailgate. The plastic bumper again, and these are all 4 exhausts, which is pretty cool there. I'm guessing they are. Yeah, they are definitely exhausts. As we come to the license plate, it says Grin or Grim Grin, and then I think that says possibly California above it. I'm not too sure, but yeah, they're really unique license plate. This is how number plates, I think, or at least this number plate actually looks very similar to how number plates used to look in the UK in the 50s and 60s, where they were black with white writing. So I'm not sure if this is how they looked in America in a certain time period, or if they were given to Hearse's special. I'm not too sure, but very, very cool. I've never seen a number plate like that before. Here is the other side, so you can kind of see the chrome trim a bit better this time. And you can see this little outline as well, where a cover would possibly be able to be taken off, so you can see the whole, or get the wheel out, but obviously it's just a die cast. This chrome piece is awesome back here as well. But yeah, same on the other side, really, really long die cast as well. Now here is the base. He was actually made before the box in the 51st week of 2018. His exhausts are really, really well done on here. You can see this, I guess, would be the catalytic converter, or maybe some of the mufflers coming out from the engine, which is here, with the differential going to, the drive shaft going to the differential there. You can see them coming out there, and the fuel tank. As always, we also have the clean rivet on the front and the painted rivet on the back. I don't know what this is about Thailand, but all of them do it. Made in Thailand, Disney, Pixar, Mattel, all that cool stuff there. All right then. That is about it for Steve. Very, very cool die cast indeed. I just wish this one, was a bit better with the eyes, but that is my only complaint with this guy. Other than that, he looks really, really cool. Now, I'm not sure if I decide to do a poll on this video of what I'll review next, or if I just choose. I'm not sure. We shall have to see. I'll probably just choose, because I know other YouTubers do that. But yeah, that is all for Steve, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys did all enjoy. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next diecast review.